At 2:17 this morning, an emergency transmission appeared on television screens across the country. It did not use the internet or the national alert system. Every surviving copy named the same place, Bellwether County, a place missing from every current map. Broadcast. This message is intended only for current and former residents of Bellwether County. Former residents should remain indoors. Bellwether County has begun recalling its population. What you are about to see is a reconstruction of that transmission. I restore damaged and obsolete media for private archives. At 3:06 this morning, an anonymous account uploaded 11 corrupted files to a dead server I still monitor. 10 were empty. The last contained 14 minutes of video labeled BW Relay 0217. By sunrise, fragments were appearing online. A television wall in an empty convenience store, a hospital waiting room, a highway information board displaying a county evacuation route, no transportation department recognized. Early reports claimed every screen in America had changed at once. That was not true. Most people slept through the event. Many televisions remained dark, but wherever the message appeared, someone inside the building recognized the name Bellwether. No Bellwether County appears in the Federal County Register, Historical Census Index, or any modern state map. There is a Bellwether Road in 3 states and a Bellwether Creek in 1. None of them connects to the roads shown in the transmission. At 4:11, the first surviving copy was removed. Then another. Accounts did not receive copyright claims or government notices. The files simply became unreadable. Local copies filled with black frames, even on computers disconnected from the network. Mine did not. The broadcast opened with a county seal, a silver bell surrounded by 17 short lines. Beneath it, a calm voice read 7 instructions. Broadcast. Lock all exterior doors. Turn off all running water. Cover mirrors and other reflective surfaces. Do not respond to anyone using a childhood nickname. Evacuation sirens are valid only when heard outdoors. Do not look toward the county water tower. Former residents must not attempt to return. Each instruction appeared over an image, a deadbolt turning by itself, water moving upward into a faucet, a bathroom mirror covered by a yellow school blanket, a dark window reflecting a person who was not standing in the room. The 6th instruction lasted longer than the others. The water tower stood beyond an empty residential street. Bellwether had been painted across its tank. For 11 seconds nothing moved. Then a shape at its base lifted one arm and pointed directly at the camera. The final card was damaged. Broadcast. If a family member claims they do not remember Bellwether, they have already. The sentence ended in static. Under the noise, a school bell rang twice. The timestamp read Lantin. By morning, strangers were describing the same place. They remembered a yellow elementary school with green lockers and no second floor. A reservoir children were forbidden to approach. A bell that rang every afternoon at 2:17, followed by teachers taking attendance for students who were not in the room. They remembered leaving through a tunnel while their parents repeated one rule: never say the county's name outside its borders. Daniel Mercer, 32, believed he had lived in Ohio his entire childhood. After seeing the transmission, he searched a box of family photographs. One showed him at approximately 7 years old, wearing a sweatshirt printed with the Bellwether Elementary bell. On the back, in his mother's handwriting, were 4 words: Daniel last day -1987. His mother said she had never seen the photograph. Lena Ortiz recognized the county hospital. She described a green waiting room, a broken vending machine, and the room where her younger brother Mateo recovered after nearly drowning in the reservoir. Officially, Lena Ortiz has never had a brother. The third witness contacted me directly. Thomas Vale was a telecommunications engineer who dismantled rural relay equipment during the late 1980s. He identified the signal switching pattern as a closed municipal network decommissioned in 1987. He agreed to speak on camera. 20 minutes before the call, he sent one sentence. Broadcast. Vale Tunnel was named before I was born. That is not what my parents told me. Thomas never joined the interview. His message included a scan reference from a university map archive. The file contains 72 photographed revisions of the same regional planning map. In revision 31, exposed in 1986, 3 existing counties share ordinary borders. For a single frame during the scan, the image changes. A fourth shape sits between them. Bellwether County. Route 17 crosses its western boundary, passes a reservoir, and disappears into Vale Tunnel. The next revision returns to 3 counties. The roads no longer connect. The archive also contained a fictionalized budget ledger belonging to an agency called the Boundary Survey Authority. One line survived redaction. Bellwether, Population Relocation Program, 18,411 persons, 18,411. That same number appears in the broadcast beside the words resident account. Not residents evacuated, residents accounted for. The evidence suggests Bellwether was not destroyed. Land cannot be removed by revising a map. But a place can disappear from public life if every road is renamed, every record reassigned, and every person who escaped is taught to doubt their own memory. For 39 years, that may have been enough. Then the records were digitized, maps were scanned, photographs were indexed. Old broadcasts were converted into files. Millions of disconnected references entered the same network, and something began connecting them. The uploaded transmission contained data between its visible frames. When reconstructed, it produced security footage from 11 homes. Every home belonged to someone who remembered Bellwether after watching the broadcast. One recording came from Daniel Mercer's living room. Daniel sits facing his television. Behind him, the front door opens. A child enters wearing a faded Bellwether elementary uniform. The child stops behind Daniel's chair. Broadcast. Dad, you missed the evacuation again. Daniel has no children. He also did not own an indoor security camera until 3 months ago. Yet the angle, furniture, and damage beside the door match photographs he posted years earlier. The video's timestamp is 12 minutes later than the time the file was reconstructed. I warned Daniel. He left the house before the timestamp arrived. At the predicted minute, his camera recorded an empty room. The front door remained closed, but its audio captured a child asking why nobody had come home. The transmission was not nationwide. It followed a family tree. Every confirmed recipient is connected to someone named in the relocation ledger, a former resident, a child, or a grandchild. Bellwether did not seize the broadcast system to warn the country. It used the system to find its population. The last frame contains no map coordinates. Earlier copies were misread because the numbers resemble latitude and longitude. They are identifiers, fragments of household records, school files, telephone exchanges, and digitized photographs. Bellwether County was never missing. Its borders were redrawn around the people who escaped. Resident count Iwan Bartin Sipiasayi, updating resident count Iwan Bartin Sipiastawa. The file arrived before I watched the broadcast. The count changed after I finished restoring it. A second transmission was included in the upload. It contains a Bellwether elementary attendance recording dated 6 years from now. I will open that archive in the next report. Subscribe if you want access when the transmission is restored. This has been an original fictional episode of the Bellwether Transmissions. Names, locations, documents, broadcasts and events were created for narrative entertainment.